just messed it up. I just asked if you ready, and I just screwed it up. Hopefully you'll help. Okay, this kid just did that. Here you go. All right, let's get started. Sound like a dumpster truck outside. I want to buy it this late at night. Right. I don't even have no water, but I don't even need none. All right, here we go. All right, this is the Marion Garner Show. Once more, we back here on a, what is it, Tuesday evening? What's today's date? The 12th. So we're here the 12th day in the new year of 2022. Once again, the Marion Garner Show with Stephen and
Susie.
So today's episode is titled Woman Says Kevin Samuels is Wrong About That Black Women's Biggest Enemy Are Hispanic Women. Now, you know me, sometimes I talk about that. The biggest threat to Black American women when it comes to Black men are African women, or nowadays you could say Asian and Filipino. We all knew about, the white women who are, interracially married or dating Black men. That has always been. But this is about what people are saying that is a new threat to Black women losing their men to not just white women or African women, but now Hispanic women. And this thing has been going on for some time, not a long time, but there's always been interracial dating between Hispanic and Blacks, but I guess now is on to come up, on a rise. So this woman here, her name is Thalias Eye, and I just ran across her video, so I figured we'll do a quick video today on her for this evening. And I guess we check her content, see what she's saying so that we can respond. So I want to allow her to have the first say, if that's okay with you.
Of course.
Because you don't know a lot about Hispanic any.
Yeah, but I want to hear.
All right. She's kind of slow in her delivery, but probably won't get through it all. But the only thing that caught my ear was mostly the ending of the video, more so the beginning and the middle. So let's see if we can skimp her through real quick.
Leah, and in today's video, we will be discussing Kevin Samuels. And as you can tell by my title, I will be discussing what I placed in my title because I am bothered. I try to avoid this dude as much as possible, like not speak about him. Now, I've been wanting to say something about him for a while, but I'm like, and maybe it's not even worth talking about. But he just recently put up a video and made a comment that really has me bothered. So therefore, I will be discussing it today. This is not a makeup video, so if you're here for makeup, this is not one today.
So I guess she does makeup videos. I didn't even check her channel out.
I had today. I just couldn't. I just got up and decided to, hey, let me just do my makeup and
impromptu video. I love them.
So
they're the best.
If you are interested in getting my thoughts and opinion about his recent video, by all means, stay tuned. But before you get all cozy, there is a subscribe button that's located right over here. Alongside of it is a notification bell. They go together. So you have to click both. Go ahead.
Got it.
Go ahead. And
got it. We did it. We did it. We did it.
I guess I really don't know what Christmas is all about.
She's a Merry Christmas type black chick. So she's really already on the wrong path.
I really wasn't trying to go into my commentary bag until after the new year. I had stated that I wanted, a couple of videos back, I had stated that I wanted to start a new series on my channel called I Live for the People, where I talk about Black and brown issues, as far as hate crimes, whatever's going on in our community, I wanted to speak on it. Well, I came across this clip from Hollywood Unlocked about Sammy Adams. No, that's not his name. That's Beard. About Kevin Samuels and who he thought
Samuel
the
Adams.
Black woman.
That's the bear.
Is.
Oh, they'll name after someone else.
For those who are new to my channel, I am a proud African Latina. I grew up in a Latino household. Both of my parents are from Central America. They're from Honduras. I didn't grow up with American values. I grew up with Honduran values, strong ones at that. So I decided to chime in because I am Black and I do come from the Latinx community. And what was said by Kevin Samuels was the most ignorant thing that a person can possibly say. And I also feel like it pushes division between the Black woman and the Latina woman. For those
before she say that, she didn't. I'm sure she's not going to get into this. That in the Latino community, a person with her skin color, there's a lot of racism against. They look down because a lot of Latinos, not all, try to identify as white as much as possible. And they look down, even though there's more brown Latinos than anything, but they look down on the brown Latinos. And there's a lot of racism and bigotry to their own people because of their skin color.
It's like everywhere, Brazil,
India.
Yeah. Watch Indian movies
India,
and they never
they all white looking, but the majority of India is all dark. But you never see them in the movies.
In Brazil,
what they call it, Gollywood.
What is it, Bollywood or something?
Bollywood.
Yeah.
I'll get them mixed up. I don't know. But yeah, so I'm sure she's not going to mention that. Maybe she will. But that's more discriminating, more of a barrier between Latinos and African Latinos than I'm pretty sure what she's going to get in. But let's hear the video.
Who Kevin Samuels is. He is a image consultant. I mean, I don't know whether this man is or isn't, but he claims that he's an image consultant. He has over 1.4 million, if I'm not wrong, subscribers on his YouTube channel. And he gives relationship advice to both men and women. I think what really put him on the map is when he called a Black woman,
average at best.
She's average at best.
Yeah, that's what got him famous.
Okay. And I saw that video.
One video.
But what I have seen, now I have gone back to look at certain content. But he put the work in over time. And I was actually introduced to that him by one of my friends, someone I used to work with. And she had told me about him. One thing I will say, some of the things that he does say hold weight, like what I agree with. I agree with him building up Black men. I love that. I love the fact that he's trying to build self-worth for them. I love the fact that he likes to encourage health for both Black men and women, just Black men and women in general. So in his live stream, which was called Modern Women Meet Miami, he states, now these are not quotes. I was trying to, as he was speaking, I'm sitting here taking my notes. I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to put the clip in because I guess he has a tendency on flagging people's channel, whatever the case is.
Well, see, what she should have done, she should have talked to the right people. First of all, as long as 70% of your content is based on you and your commentary, you could use 30% or less. So she could have used the clip if she wanted. But I've heard about this, that a lot of people going around striking people videos, but the law is the law. 30% or less by law, you're allowed to use, whether it's for commentary, comedy, teaching, whatever it is. You could use that content for those purposes. That's the law. Now, another thing that I would say, as she's getting into the content thing, so she probably didn't put the clip in that she's speaking on. And I really don't know the clip she's speaking on, but I haven't watched Cammy Samuels since we stopped doing videos back in October. But I don't fully agree with anybody who's walking this earth, because I have my disagreements on what people say out of their mouth. Because even Cammy Samuels, there's a lot that I disagree with, but mostly on things that have to do with spiritual matters and how people should deal with themselves, carry themselves, sex, and the sex part of it and relationship thing, but and the dating thing. If you're gonna be of God, you can't be in the dating world. You have to be in the courting world. But a lot of other things I do agree with them. The one thing that I do find annoying is, yes, I disagree with Kevin Samuels on a lot of things, and there are a lot of things I do agree with. But as I'm scrolling, sometimes I will see people making videos. I will see people making videos on this brother or this guy, and I would see a video, and I would just go click the channel just to see, and they would have video after video after video after video, Kevin X Samuels exposed. No, I'm not talking about my boy that I be listening to. What's his name? I don't like dropping names, but he's the one who always talk about polygamy, which me and him in agreement with that to a certain degree. But I didn't catch the name of this one because it's new. I seen it for the first time yesterday, and exposing Kevin Samuels for this, that, and the other, and something that happened in retail, blah blah blah. And I'm like,
they're trying to tarnish his
Yeah.
image or what?
I mean, yeah, tarnish. You can say whatever you want, but my whole thing is, if you're gonna make content, you can't be so obsessed with one person that you're just basing your whole foundation. Because now, the same way you're doing it, you're trying to get fame off his name. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because every video that you make is Kevin Samuels exposed, Kevin Samuels this, Kevin Samuels that.
So people are willing to hear what you have to say.
Because once you get to the top, the only way to go is down. You understand? If you're on the top, you're gonna have a lot of people that want to pull you down.
Right.
But the way you beat out somebody like that is by putting in the work the same as that person has done it, and continue to work consistently over the course of years until you get your big break. Because if you do that, you will get your break, whether you have as many or not, but you will get your break. But it doesn't make sense to be so obsessed with another man, to spend all your time making videos on one person. That stuff seems not just obsessive, but that's like kind of feminine way about a person. You see what I'm saying? When there's a man, see, when a woman does it and she's upset about which, I get that, I understand that, but when there's a man doing it, I can't respect that at all. If you don't agree with the man, don't watch his videos. There's things I don't agree with. I haven't watched his videos in several months. I don't really watch a lot of people videos, period, anyway. I might scroll through just to see what was hitting for today or whatever, but that's mainly about it. But like I said, if you're going to make content, you can't just be obsessed with one person. It makes you seem weak.
You know,
and
sometimes
insecure.
they're just trying to be famous. They want to be famous out of it.
So why would you try to get famous on dragging another man down? Let that man do eat. If you disagree with a lot of things that man got to say, that man got to answer to his creator the same way that I do and everybody else. Either you're gonna listen and enjoy it, be entertained, or you're not. Either way, just move on and go to the next video of someone else that does entertain you.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna sit here and make video. The only way that I could see doing that, if it's to keep the black community from falling victim to prey. You know what I mean? Kevin Samuels, he's talking about relationships. You could take it or not. There's so many people giving relationship advice that's not even qualified to do it on YouTube, and even people who are paid to do it, psychiatrists, therapists that are out there that are not qualified, but they're doing it. So you either agree with it or you don't, move on. Like I said, unless it's like a Umar Johnson where you're trying to keep your people from prey from giving their money, but at the same time, no people deserve Umar Johnson because they fed into what he says. They fed into the whole BS. And once more, this is not the video, but I just want to say this. While I was scrolling through this, Umar Johnson came back up about, remember before we stopped doing videos and took a break back in late October, and he said the HVAC is here, the HVAC is here. I'm not going to be here, but the HVAC is here in Delaware.
Yeah, he said he's
It's
going on a tree.
Yeah. Well, he's been back many times since then. And guess what? Another video for another day. Yo, I don't know why. I love Umar. I can't stand the brother for the stuff that he do and what he's about, but he's a funny dude. He's a funny dude. Doesn't exist. Period. I'm broke as shit. But yo, we getting off topic. Let's stay on topic. Let's stay on topic. All right. So let's hear it.
Bits of his content in your video, whatever the case is. So I don't know if I'm gonna play with that. But I will definitely leave the link to that video. Mind you, I just didn't take what Hollywood Unlocked put in their video. When I saw it, I was like, oh,
build it and they will come.
Let me go find this video. I personally sat through that whole live, which is 2 hours and 8 minutes or 2 hours and some change. I sat through it because what I don't ever want to do is take a snippet of something and just, call that fact and not feel like something could be altered. I'm not saying that Hollywood Unlocked would be the type of, news reporting channel content creators that would do that. But I wanted to see it for myself. So then I really have a leg to stand on to say, hey, I actually watched the video in its entirety and this is what was said, whatever. So I did that. So in that video, and it was like maybe 20 minutes in, really can't call when he said it. But again, I'm gonna leave the video down and I'll probably go back and leave a timestamp in the event that you want to see it. I'm not suggesting for anyone to go over there, but if you want to see it for yourself, then I will leave the link down in my description box. So then, you can knock yourself out with that.
Oh, we might have to go there.
So he states, the biggest enemy to Black women aren't the white women, it's the Hispanic women, Marisol and Maria.
Yeah, he says it a lot. Marisol, Maria.
And Hispanic women, they know how to season food.
I forget who she is.
They're sensual and they're feminine. They come from a patriarchal environment. For those who don't know what patriarchal means, they have fathers in their household. Hispanics love some brothers. And then he played this song called Mira Mi Morena. And I think he played that song in the video because he said something along the lines of, that's not really stepping outside. Morena means dark hair, we use it as dark skin, which is mostly associated with darker skinned women. But what he does is that he feels that, Black women have the tendency on bashing Black men. We don't uplift them enough, yada, yada, yada. And this is why they have the tendency on dating outside their race or whatever the case is, right? Have your preference. Do what you do. No one cares. And I do agree that.
Well, first of all, someone does care because someone's making a video about it. So someone actually does care. Because when you take the time out your day to make a video, it's a little bothersome.
She has to make a point.
Yeah, but someone does care because she's here and we're here So,
Yeah. 'Cause
so
it's
when
not
there are
all
2 or
black
3,
women.
the Holy Spirit is there also. So,
Holy Spirit.
Holy Spirit activated. So she doesn't. Before she said that, I didn't even think she was Latina, but she says she's African. I get Honduras. I don't even know much about Honduras, but she says she's pretty much African and both Latina. So this thing about Hispanic women, first of all, Hispanics are closely related to blacks. All people come from blacks, we know, or Africans, as we know, because that's where mankind started in Ethiopia. So all people originated from African descent, but Hispanics are closer to African descent than most other people. And I could see how Hispanic women can relate to Black American women, but at the same time, I don't see a lot of difference between Blacks and Hispanic women because they have. I'm not saying that this is true, but I'm saying that not true with all, but they have the same stereotype. They're loud, obnoxious, rude, unruly. Because Hispanic women have that same stereotype with them. So I don't know where this is coming from that Hispanic women are so different from Black American women because they're not. If you look in their neighborhoods, a lot of the neighborhoods are just like the lower class Black American neighborhoods because like you go to many areas on the outskirts of the city and see in the suburbs you have high class blacks, you have high class Asians, Indians, whites, and so forth. But there's not really a high class Hispanic neighborhood. Most Hispanics are in lower class neighborhoods, to be honest. Like I'm not downing anybody. That's just factual. You don't have high class, upper class Hispanic neighborhoods. You just don't have it in America. So for whatever she's saying that people look at Hispanic women as they so much greater than Black American women, I have not gotten that. I have not really heard that. Like growing up, I just haven't heard that. Like we was pretty much like I came up, in poverty at in a low class area, the projects. So we knew Hispanics who lived in the projects also because we was all in the same boat pretty much. Go ahead.
I don't know much, but I think from the very experienced things that I have been seeing and all that, I think Hispanics and Blacks, they always want to be together. Like they always do stuff together. When you go to Black neighborhood, you're surely going to find Hispanics over there, even the apartment that we stayed in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like they always trying to do stuff together. Blacks and Hispanic, I think they much collaborate than Black and
Well,
white.
not that. I mean, to be honest, in Black American community, when you're talking about not the middle but the lower class, Hispanics are mainly there to earn money, to earn a living. They open stores up on every corner in a Black neighborhood.
Right.
Unfortunately, Black Americans haven't gotten in their head that they should do the same or repeat what works for other people. But that's another day, another story. But most Hispanics come to the neighborhood to earn their keep, earn their money, and service on Black Americans. That's why the only words that most Black Americans know is to walk up in the store and say, "Hey, Pop, hey, Poppy, hey, Poppy, hey, Poppy this, hey, Poppy that," because they don't know Spanish. You live in these neighborhoods amongst these people, you don't even learn Spanish. Can't even say, "Hey, say hi," or "Hola, mira, vente aquí, hey, oh, there, like, I mean, when you mix with the people, you're supposed to learn a language so that you could grow with them, so that you could find a way to network with them. But just like other communities, just like other people, they come in the neighborhood, they don't give anything because Black people don't require anything. They don't require anything for them patronizing your business to make you rich and send your kids to good schools and to live in better neighborhoods. So, that's just the way it is. But Hispanics are just as racist, not all, but some are just as racist as white people, white racist people. Because just like not all white people are racist.
Right.
Well,
It's in human nature.
yeah, I was gonna say because
everywhere.
and in actuality, some things are embedded to you because of the way society is built.
Yeah.
And some people just may not act on it when others do. And that doesn't make like I said, you can have good Hispanics but the way society is built to look down on certain people, that is always going to be in you. But some people just don't act on it, and they choose a better way of life to look at people. But that teaching is still always there, so it doesn't make them a bad person. It just means that was embedded to them because of the way society has structured things, and for them to look at things through their eyes. But let's get back into the video.
Dash one another. If we're in a relationship, I don't agree with cursing each other out. My husband can sit here and say, in our most heated moments, I won't sit here and call him outside his name. I won't sit here and curse him out or whatever the case is. I'm real big on that because words have weight. The things that
hold up. She said my husband can sit here and call me NR. That's the my nigga. You know that word, so I don't know. It's like he can't be black because he said he could call me the NR word.
Yeah, so it
must be something else. Maybe Latino.
I guess so.
My nigga. Hey, you want to go to jail? You want to go home? You want to go to jail? You want to go home? Hey, Jake. But yeah, let's find out if she says
in the atmosphere, you can't retract. Once you say it to a person, it's a done deal. You know what I'm saying? So I do believe that. But however, when he's sitting here have the freaking audacity.
This is a teaching moment right here. Because they say once you say it, it sticks and you can't take it back. Now, the one thing I would say, because I know me and you know me, as long as you've been with me, because I don't put my hands on anybody, sometimes people say words to hurt other people that they love because physically they refuse to hurt them that way. And sometimes the only time you can express the hurt that you feel to them is by using words that you know will hurt them. See, as a man, I'm not going to put my hands on a female, so I know that my words can hurt a female. Some men want to put their hands on a female, hurt them physically. Some men, like me, don't feel that's appropriate, so we would say words. And sometimes you say things you don't even actually mean. You could think in your head because you know it's going to hurt them, but you don't actually mean it. And unfortunately, some women can take it that that's just the way it is. That's the way the person truly feels. But as you learned over time with me, everything that I say is not what I mean. But sometimes that's how I get my anger out and make you feel hurt when I feel hurt. And it's not an excuse to do so, but sometimes that's how people vent, express their anger. Like I said, some people do physical, some people do verbal, and neither one is correct. Neither one should be done. But that's just a teaching moment.
It's a human nature. You surely be angry.
So we still have to watch what we say and when we say and how we say, because even in anger, you could totally tear somebody down, which can destroy their confidence and really build a bridge between the trust and the relationship.
Yeah, that's why sometimes you just have to either walk away or just keep quiet, because you might end up even say something much worse than what
even came in your head.
Yeah.
But I don't know why her husband would be calling her the NIGGA word anyway.
Sit here and play Black women and Latino women up against each other, I don't appreciate. I don't. And being a person of both cultures, if people have doubt about that, I will kindly leave my ancestry up here. And like I said, both of my parents.
She don't run it down. Congo, Cameroon, Western
Africa. My mom can barely speak English. My grandma's been in the United States of America
Nigeria,
40 some odd years and still can't speak a lick of English.
So she's every species of.
But I don't know if.
So she's connected to every so-called race of people on the face of the earth. God damn. So anybody could date you, and you could date anybody.
She has a lot.
I know, right? Just choose one, man. Just choose one.
In the stereotypical sense of what a Latina looks like, but I'm gonna speak both sides, being Black and being from a Hispanic culture. I don't feel like Hispanic women are the enemies of Black women. Like, who said that? And I saw a comment underneath the Hollywood Unlocked. Some person stated, "Oh, where's the lie? Why do you think that Latino women are gunning for Black women? Like, who made that up?" And specifically, now you have some ignorant people out there who say some dumb stuff and feel like, okay. And I think this chick from Love and Hip Hop. What's her name? Oh, Sin Santana. When she had made a comment, this is years ago, she had made a comment how black men love, Latinos, da 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 da. And okay, so they do, whatever, right?
Well, black men love all women, all beautiful women. A man is going to be attracted to. So I don't know the term love, where the term love come from, because a man can only love someone who is heartfelt.
Yeah.
That he falls in love with the soul of the person. So that word love throwing around. She said something about Santana. I never watched Love and Hip Hop. I don't watch garbage like that. But Santana, I know Joel Santana, I think, was on there because I seen like some preview, whatever. So more than likely it's his wife or his fiance, whatever. But this thing that Latina women is gunning for black men. To be honest, any successful black man is going to have women gunning for them of all races: Asian, Indian, Latino, white, black, African, Filipino. If you're a successful black man, you're going to have women of all races gunning for you. That's just a fact of the matter. Now, if she's just talking about the average Joe, then I don't really see a lot of Latino women out here making a big deal. Well, I got to go date a black man. I don't see that. So I don't know where it's coming from. And if Kevin Samuels said that, see, maybe he's playing a scare tactic to get the attention of black women. Because right now, to me, that's what it seems like, a scare tactic. If you're worrying about a specific type of woman, you're worrying about the Africans and the white women who are gunning for black men who have something. You have white women chasing black men out here who don't have anything.
Yeah.
They bums and lazy. They're dirty, dusty, as they say. And they're gunning for them. So how much more a black man who is middle class or upper class or rich? Yes. So you're going to have plenty of women. It's not going to matter in the nationality. But the everyday Joe who working at McDonald's or whatever, no, Latino women are not checking for them. They prefer to stay with their own men. Just like black men and black women, more times than not, that's what any race though. Any race, I hate saying that word, but any race of people on the face of the earth more times than not will choose their own over anybody else. That's why you see no race of people marrying out at a large rate. It doesn't happen. We look at the stories that we see, but these stories are only a microscope of the small fraction of people who do this. So nobody is marrying outside of their race at a large rate, like 50% or 60%. It doesn't happen. It never has in the history of mankind since the days of Babylon, and it never will. So I think this, to me, I'm not going to say waste of time because it's good to talk things out and all that. But I think she's, maybe because she says she's African and Latino, she feels a certain way. But if she's Latino, why she's worried about Kevin Samuels saying that Latino women are checking for black men? Like I said, her man said he even if he used the NR, the nigger word. So evidently her man ain't black. So why does it bother her? She didn't go out and chase a black man. So why does it bother her? Why does it bother you? Even if it was true that Latina women was checking for black men, the only thing black women will have to do is raise their game up, to do better and be better, to protect your men from other races of women coming in and taking your men. That's all it takes. It's not rocket science or anything. But anyway.
To sit here and say that Latinos are the enemies of black women,
Yeah, I don't know where that
I
came
think
from.
that that's a bit much. And as far
I
as
agree with
seasoning
that.
food,
Ain't nobody the
who
enemy.
said that black women can't season food? Oh, they he said something along the lines, oh, well, I don't mind. I don't even do hot food or whatever, but I'll eat all that spice or whatever the case is. Like, I'm a Latina all day long. I can barely tolerate spice. I have acid reflux. And being sensual and feminine.
So she's saying
said that.
So she's saying Kevin Samuels said that black women can season spicy.
Yeah, because Latinos, they love spices.
But everything that I make is down there spicy and hot. So, but yeah, like okay, but that's not everybody. That's another stereotype.
Yeah,
right there.
And not everyone loves spicy.
Yeah,
food.
right.
So
what are you talking? So, see, I haven't seen this. I was hoping that she shows the clip because we can even go into it because she said the link is in the description box. So I think I'm gonna play right after the video if she doesn't show it, just so we can hear it ourselves.
Women aren't either. Now, if there's a problem with black women sticking up for themselves and knowing their value and project it, why is that a problem for certain men? Again, I don't believe in degrading anybody. I don't believe that you should sit here and belittle anyone. If someone is not your cup of tea, bow down and walk away. It is as simple as that.
But she's not doing
but
that.
to sit here and say, well,
Kevin Samuels
the
not your cup
Latino
of tea.
woman
Bow
is
down,
going
walk away.
to be like,
So
oh,
she's being a
I do
hypocrite
this, and
right
kind
here.
of serve you and have that subservient mentality as if all of us are so submissive that, you know, we're
So she's saying she's
basically
not.
going to take whatever you throw at us. Have you ever really dealt with a Hispanic person? First and foremost. Again, have you ever really dealt with a Latinx family? And again, I am darker skinned, right? On my mom's side, it's the stereotypical looking Hispanic. Even my mom is deeper because her dad was Jamaican. And my dad, again,
that's where we get it
still
from.
Central American, Honduran.
So she's not
He
African.
comes from
She's
more of
Jamaican.
an African root side, Garifuna.
Yeah, she said African Latino. But she said her dad is from Jamaica.
Yeah, you know, people see it as
No,
as
no,
long as
no.
you're black, you're African.
But no, they don't. That's the whole point. If you're Jamaican, you will say I'm Jamaican. Yeah, man, I'll be Jamaican, man. And I'll be like, no, yeah, I know that African, man.
What are you saying?
I'm just saying. But shit, I don't understand half the stuff they say. But I'm just saying. So she's Jamaican and Latino, not African. So I'm just saying because people in Jamaica identify as Jamaican, not African, because that's the islands or whatever, the Caribbean, whatever you want to call it. So they don't say they from Africa because they're not from the continent of Africa. So she ain't even get that right, but she had 42 different species of people that she was from. But okay.
Lighter skin side, and this is fact in my family,
Facts.
that bringing a black person home isn't like the most wanted thing. So you're gonna sit here and tell a group of people to kind of like veer off in that direction. Do you know what they might be up against? Hispanic women can love black men all day long, but are you ready for their family dynamic and what they might bring to you? Because my husband can sit here and tell you, not because of the color of his skin, but Hispanic families are truly involved in your business.
Remember the one we seen on
with
the
having a father around.
Show?
It's not an easy road to climb.
Remember
you know
that?
what I'm saying?
And
Easy road to climb, mountain to climb,
divorce
whatever.
court.
Yeah.
With the
It's
black
not
and Hispanic
something
one.
simple.
Oh.
So stop making it seem as if one particular group is going to sit here and serve you.
Saying that
That's not going to always be the case.
you
In
get
the
married
event
to
that
a
person
Hispanic
is
person,
willing to be
the family
submissive,
is all up in
willing
your
to do
guys-
what you
your
want and
business.
sit in the background and not say nothing.
Yeah.
When there's
culture is
a
the reason.
Latino father in the mix,
I think
sorry.
he's going to
I'm
be
sorry.
all up in your business.
I'm sorry because it was the divorce court. Remember that the Latina woman was in the house of the black man, and there was certain, or it was vice versa. I forget which way it was. I can't even. No, the Latina woman was in the home of the black man with the black mother, and the mother or vice versa wanted them to do some things that was cultural, and she didn't want to, or he didn't. I'm all mixing it up and messing it up. But go ahead.
What she's trying to say, I think it has the same connection with Indians. You know, Indians, I think the whole family is in a very big house. You know, when you get married, you don't have a separate family home. Like you don't have your spouse and your kids at a separate place. You all live in a big house with your mother-in-law, your sister-in-law, your brothers. That's
why
family.
That's why Das Effects in their rap video.
That is the real meaning of family. Every single one of you is in the same building.
That's why Das Effects in this one rap. They said pack them in like Puerto Ricans.
So that's what she's trying to say. The culture, the way the culture is. You know, when I came here, before I realized, when you guys say family, it means a man, wife, and kids. Because I think that's how you guys call it, family.
No.
Once you get married, you moved out. It's just
family is your whole. Is not just your wife and kids, or your mother, father, uncles. Like you embrace that. I mean, it's not like it was in previous generations. Now today, your family is basically who's within your household.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is today, but it wasn't always like that. And what she's saying, I guess what you're getting at, that she's saying that with Puerto Ricans that still exists, that they stay even in their neighborhoods, they stay within the vicinity of each other, just walking distance away. We branch out, move away, go get new homes, new spouses and kids, and that's just us. And I get that, but it was a time that Black Americans weren't that way. We were very connected in our own communities. It's just not that way. After segregation ended, that killed a lot of cohesiveness in the Black community. And when you go to a Latino community, it's almost like 90% Latino. So they're all amongst each other and they do business with each other. They have their own stores. So it's easier for them to be that way. With us, we don't own anything. So we don't have that network with exactly. So I mean, unfortunately, that's just the way it is. But I want to get to the end of the video because she was saying something. Like I said, I caught her at the end, and that's when I started listening. If I could go a little further. It don't look like she put the clip in here.
No, she said she's not gonna put it here. That's why
she the description box.
Yeah.
All right, the link. So we go to the link in a minute because I want to hear it. So I want to get through this.
In a relationship, no, I don't, because they fade. You want to rock out with a person who's going to hold you down in whatever circumstance, because you can sit here and get into a crash tomorrow, get burned in the face, and then there go your looks. What you can do, leave a person because they no longer look like who you met? Come on, man. You don't sit here and talk about how
I was in Foreman Mills.
Me too.
And yes, I was in Foreman Mills shopping. And
his dream hasn't come true.
I know, right? As long as you see me in Foreman Mills, you know I haven't reached where I want to reach at. So and this lady, you could tell she was beautiful, but she had burnt. You could tell her whole face was burnt, shoulder and arm. And she had like a sleeveless dress, whatever. The burn marks was there. Even though she had a terrible burn and took half her face.
Maybe fire.
Yeah, fire. You could tell she was in a fire. Maybe when she was younger.
Yeah.
But the other side of her was very beautiful. So you could tell she's a beautiful person. And she had a husband there with her. You can tell her husband the way they was talking and going about, because they was at the register when I got there. You could tell that man was still proud about his woman. Wife, right? And even I was like, damn, she's still beautiful regardless of that. Like when you love somebody, you love them unconditionally. Like I won't say unconditionally, like somebody just out. Even if somebody screw up, you still love them. But this man, you could tell he really seen his wife as a prized possession, and that was a beautiful thing to see. This was probably a few years ago though, but I still remember that. Some things you always remember.
That means he fell in love with their soul, not
their body. Yeah, exactly.
At keeping it working, and the work that goes into it on both ends. You know what I'm saying? It's not just the man going to work and the woman just cleaning and cooking and doing whatever. You have to be there for whatever. And how do you sit here and maintain a relationship through the whatever? Because speaking from a person who has been through so much in a 14-year span. Now, and I'm going to give you my insight. When I divorced my first husband, I was young.
Been divorced.
Got married at 19, left him by 20. You know what I'm saying? But even then, I knew what he had wasn't what I grew up looking at. Mind
so
you,
how do you know that before you
both my parents, my
determined
mother
to
and
get
my
in
father
that
in household
relationship?
together.
But she said she already knew the values that she wanted.
Actually, on my birthday in 2022. So I saw an example.
Birthday 2020. What the hell?
What?
She said, I knew he didn't have the values that I grew up on and grew up basically being taught to have. So she got involved with a man and married him and then said, well, I divorced because he didn't have the values that I was taught up. So, but you had to know this beforehand, but you still committed to marry somebody.
Yeah, that's why she divorced him quickly. She got married at 19 and 20 years. So
I see. Oh, I see. Oh.
So she has to get off the ride as soon as possible.
Okay.
And I knew what I wanted or whatever, and I knew what I didn't want. Even within my parents' marriage, there's certain things that to this day, I'm like, yeah, not my cup of tea. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not like that. So therefore, he's not going to get that version of me. But nothing really prepares you in a relationship, in a marriage, for the hard times. You know what I'm saying?
Actually,
Things are not always cookies and cream. You got to put in the work. It requires work. All that superficial shit does not matter. I just don't like the fact that Kevin Samuels gets to sit here and bash Black women for their strength and their ambition, and then try to use Hispanic women as pawns or any other culture as pawns.
See, I disagree. Like I said, I don't agree with you on everything. But as far as bashing women for being ambitious, the problem is that the type of women today who call themselves ambitious are the ones who neglect everything else that really matters in life. And then by the time they get to a point that they feel comfortable at, then they want to look back and say, oh, let me go get a husband, when that type of husband that you want now is on to something younger. That's what he's saying. That's the mind of men. That don't have anything to do with the ambition of women. If you want to have that ambition, go ahead, by all means. But there's a price for everything we do in life. And that's what people don't want to understand or believe, which is a factual thing of life, that everything that we do, everything that we say, there's consequences. There's rewards and consequences to every decision that we make in life. If you make the decision to spend 10 years of your life being ambitious, then you can't expect on the other end of life that you're going to get what you could have got when you were younger. That's just reality. That's reality speaking. Men, you can't force men to want something that they want. If the type of men that you want don't want a 35-year-old with kids with 6 degrees and 250,000 salary. He prefers to have a woman who is coming out of high school or college or whatever and don't have anything to her name, but submissive and loving and caring and understand her role as a wife. Then that's what that man is going to want. You can't sit here and play victim and try to make men the enemy because they want what they want. All men will want what they want. Men who are builders and who desire to make something of themselves want someone they can build with. They don't want to be having to deal with someone who think they already have it all and they're just an addition. They're adding them as a bonus. Men don't want to be a bonus. Men want to be the beginning and the end, the alpha and the omega in a relationship to a woman. Just like God is alpha omega, men are indwelt with that same thing that God has given them. Men want to be the foremost important thing in the life of a woman. If he's not going to take that woman seriously. That's just how it is, especially when a woman says, oh, my kids come first. That's the first red flag that a man will say that, oh, she is definitely not for me. He might sleep with it, but he already have in his mind, this is definitely not for me. Because the minute you let a man know that he's not going to be the most important thing on the face of the earth for you, and outside of God himself, that man comes before any and all things, even children having or children before. If you allow a man to know that he's not that, he's never going to really take you serious or love you the way that a man should love a woman.
That goes on both sides. No woman also wants even if she loves the man and the man is a single father, he already has a kid. She doesn't want to be a second choice. She doesn't want to be at the back seat in her own house. You know what I'm saying? Like he always, what are you doing? Like he's always picking his kid first. I have to talk to my daughter. He doesn't even want you, the wife, to discipline. It's both sideways. Nobody wants to be a second choice.
Well, most men, because of the way society is, don't have custody of their children anyway. Society is so wicked and corrupt that they keep that, because especially with Black people, because they know that by having a man in a child's life is going to increase their chances of success. So that's just the way that is. So a lot of Black men, we still stick on Black men, don't have custody rights to their own children. And even when women play that keep away game, the courts don't do anything. I mean, I've been through, I lived it. You've seen me go through it. But a lot of men go through it. So I don't think those issues could be put on men as much as it is on women.
Mm.
Because men normally, on a normal basis, are not living with their kids if they are not with the mother.
Yeah, and then also the way you were saying that men don't want a woman with so many degrees and all that.
I'm not saying he don't, but he doesn't value that. It doesn't mean anything to him because that's
Okay.
not going to help you become a better wife. Unless you went to the school and got a degree in how to shut the hell up and serve me.
Okay, that's what I was about
Yeah.
to say. That a woman can still have so many degrees she wanted, and
Yeah, don't care about that.
yeah,
As long as you can shut your mouth up when you need to
you're
and you can act like a
submissive and
wife,
all that.
exactly. That's the only thing that matters. Like I brought up Dr. G before, who's a doctor, rich lady, but she goes home after work's very famous. But she makes clear that after I go home, I'm no longer Dr. G. I'm a wife.
Right.
She knows her place. And that's why she's been married for 40 something years. She makes 10 times more than her husband, but she doesn't throw that in his face. She knows her place as a woman. And no matter how much she makes you, she makes sure that she understands that. And that's why they've been married ever since. They're going in their 60s. Got married out of college. They're still together.
Because
Happily.
women don't even want the woman's money. They don't. They want their own. They want to go out hustle and be the provider. So provider, when you want something,
That's not natural.
You come to the man, and then he gives it to you. You want to feel that kind of pride. I'm taking care of everyone.
You said a woman would want to go out and do that.
No, I said when a man has to go out and then he doesn't want the woman's money.
No, he doesn't. I mean, if the woman money's help, yeah, but he don't want that to be the primary, the sole, the 90% of how y'all taking care of things. Because any real man is not going to feel like a man, and he's going to do everything. It's one thing to take that and then go out and do your own thing so you can benefit, raise yourself up, so you can even match her level or get higher. But if you want to sit under her and just eat from her, then that's
the man.
Yeah, that's a fraud of a man.
Yeah.
That's fugazi.
If they're more superior, and this is why they get the men. And let me know down in the comment section if I'm wrong. Black women don't want to be with a person who's going to minimize their value just so he can shine. Who said that there isn't room for both people to shine? And this is why I say that. David is known for comic relief, the one who's going to sit here and smooth things over. Me, I'm that go-getter. I'm that one that's going to sit here and put people in their place in the event that
a man don't need that. A man don't need you.
We're working
trying
together.
to put somebody in
one
place.
person
Something is out of order.
a certain thing, and the other one affects
order.
another thing. And when they come together, it's different. It's a whole mood. But to sit in the shadows, for who and for why?
See?
And even if you both don't have a bunch of money or whatever, who said that people can't work together to make things happen? Why does it everybody have to be their own individual doing their own separate little thing and saying, oh, this is what I bring to the table. This is what I...
She's all messed up. That's why she will not find no success. First of all, she said, why do I have to sit in the shadows? If I wasn't doing this video right here and we wasn't doing this show, guess where you would be and you was comfortable with? Being in the shadows and letting me take care of everything and make sure that I make a nice home and a nice family for you. She doesn't see it that way. See, this is a problem with today's women. That's why when she started talking that, oh, I was brought up with these deep values, not Americanized, Honduras and this and the other, all that's bullshit. Because now she's talking just like American modern women today. Talking about, oh, I'm not going to be in the shadows and why can't we just go off and do our own thing? I'll go do my thing, you go do your thing. That's not how it works. So now she's saying that I'm going to make my own life and you're going to make your own life. And when it's time we come together and work together, she's totally out of order. Totally out of order.
Maybe what she's trying to say is that both of you can work together. Both of you
That's
can
not what she
bring
said.
Something to the table.
She said, I go do my own thing. You go do your own thing. So even if she's saying, all right, she was saying bring to I'm before I finish, let her talk.
Also work together. Like, where's the problem with that? And there's plenty of women, there's plenty of Black women, there's plenty of Hispanic women, or whatever culture, that's willing to rock out with their dude. But don't play them against one another. And it said that a Black man is willing to break down Black women as much as he does. And it's also sad to see some Black women are just like, and they feed into it. They're like, you're right, you're right. And it was one thing that I had saw a snippet, no, I saw that whole video. And it was a woman that was like, oh, how do I talk to my friends about, how to be a wife or whatever the case is. And I'm just like, how do you talk to your friends about how to be a wife, or why is that ever even a conversation? You don't sit here and tell your friends how to be spouses. Now, if you want to have a conversation with your friends about relationships and what you might feel that works, what works for you won't necessarily work for somebody else.
Now, what she totally screwed up right here. First of all, if you come into somebody at the age of 20 something and asking somebody, oh, how can I be a wife? It's already sealed. The deal is already sealed. You can't be a wife because you can't learn to be a wife at 25, 35 years old. You don't learn them things as an adult. You learn them things from your mother. Your mother is the one who's supposed to teach you how to be a wife from a young age as a child. And the fact of the matter is that it's not just Black women, but I'm sticking because I am Black. Today's Black women do not spend time to teach their children how to be wives. They teach their children how to be thoughts. Go out there and be whores and get what you can and live your best life now. That's what they do. So then they get to this point in their life and they can't figure out why I can't be what a man wants. It's the fault of the mother, and it's the fault of the adult woman for not recognizing that early enough and going out and get help when the help is needed. You can't find that out through a girlfriend of yours. This has to start at home as a child.
One, you can't sit here and sell a person a fish sandwich. You can't sit here and sell a person a fallacy and to pretend to be a person that you're not. That will never work. Changing yourself for an individual is not going to get you seen any quicker than you just being yourself. So why alter yourself? Now, what I will say, is there room for growth? Absolutely, in everybody. Should you check yourself in moments to where you're not, one, overreacting, two, being disrespectful, three, being, insensitive, four, being self-serving? Yeah, you may want to check yourself on certain things. You have to. That's something you have to look within yourself. But to do it specifically for a person, no. You get yourself right before you incorporate someone else into the mix. And if that person is into you, they're going to take you how you are. I don't know how, his subscribership
absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. And I'm going to give you an example. You're the prime example. When I met you, you told me to take you as you are. And I told you that won't suffice. Because even you seen me, and I'm not the same man. When you said that to me, I said, if I'm going to be with you and I can't, and you being with me is not going to make you a better version of you in order to be a better person for me that I need, then it'd be a waste of time. So all that taking me as I am is bullshit. Nobody wants to get with a person that for the next 10 years, that person remains the same and there's no growth. There's no growth in character and self-control and all these matters. There's no growth. They're just the same old them. Love me for me. No, man, that doesn't work. Doesn't work. And I wish people would stop taking relationship advice from people who do not have any success at it. A boyfriend or girlfriend is not success. That's just what you have now until you move on to the next. That's not success. That's not years of marriage. That's not raising kids together. That's not going through the building, buying homes, going through all. That's not none of that. Boyfriend and girlfriend is not any type of success to be sitting here and saying that I have something. She already said that she was divorced. May I mind you, I have nothing against her. I actually kind of like her. My first time seeing her today, and I kind of like her. Like she seems like she's cool, like somebody I could sit back and talk with. We have disagreements, but I could talk to people who I see are reasonable people, even though I feel that a lot of things they say I disagree with. You understand me?
Yeah, the fact that she said, take me as I am. You know, one thing is that we only change for those that we love.
No, you see, that's the wrong. That's
We
the
change
wrong.
for those that if you
No.
think your character is not going to it's not going to make your relationship work or not, and you know within you that it's a very bad character, you work on it. That's why you have to work on yourself, and he
Well,
also has to work on himself, so you guys can be able to move
why can't you
on.
work on yourself because it's the right thing to do?
And that's what I'm saying.
No, that's not what you said. You
That
said
if
if the person is this or that, why can't you just simply work on yourself because, hey, this is the right thing to do and it's time for me to be an adult? Why can't it just be that? Why I gotta be with somebody else? Why can't it just be what's right versus what's wrong? Why can't it just be that? I'm just asking.
it's literally just the same thing I said.
That's not
I
what you
said
said.
we change for those that we love. If
Say,
you think your
say,
character is not going to benefit your spouse or your partner, you think deep down within you that that character is not good, you work on yourself. And that
you.
is
So
when,
you telling me that you could look at yourself and not understand that you have some bad characteristics of yourself that you could fix on your own rather than waiting for somebody to have to tell you?
you know, growth. That's what growth means. When you are growing, before you realize there are some things you need to change. That's what growth means.
That shouldn't have anything to do with somebody else, what somebody else does. That's like they say, what your spouse does, you're not gonna be judged for what your spouse does, you're gonna be judged for what you do. So we have to be accountable to ourselves, not because of what someone else does to us. We have to be accountable to our own selves. And when we do that, then our outlook is seen better by other people. We don't wait till we get with somebody and say, oh, okay, I like this person, so I'm going to change. That's not how it's supposed to work. It's
But
not how it's supposed to
sometimes that's
work.
how it
Well,
works.
that's not the way it's supposed to.
We're
But
humans, you know that, right?
all right, well, we're gonna stop being humans for today. All right.
Down. And some black men, I get disappointed in you. Like,
She's
for
fine.
real? Like, who created you? Who gave birth to you? And you're okay with a man sitting here downplaying black women the way that he does? Women are not here to serve you. We're here to work alongside of you. Now, whether or
Again,
not you,
again,
yes, should you place that? Should you be the head of the?
again,
Women are
a
not
woman.
here.
No, God made Adam and Eve for what purpose? He made Adam for a purpose. He made Eve for a purpose. Eve was to be the helper, the server to man in order to for him to fulfill his purpose to God. Yes, women are, even though I know a lot of women don't want to agree with this, you could debate God all you want, because you ain't going to debate me, because I ain't the one who wrote it and I ain't the one who said it. A woman is made for a helper to a man, to serve a man. Regardless of how you slice it, that's what a woman is made for.
Listen, serving, I think it almost means worshiping.
Okay, do serving it. So if you work at a restaurant and you're a server, you say, hey, how can I take your order? Can I take your order? Please, let me take your order. I need to. Come on now.
Worshiping doesn't mean
Come on
kneeling
now.
down all the time.
Come on now.
You don't get it.
To be a helper is what? When you have a helper in the
What's
house.
the word?
I said helper. Helper is a server. So when you have, so how come back in Ghana, when we have house help that you call help and they serve, but you don't have no distinction between that though now, do you?
The serve she means is that
No, let's stick with what she
being like a slave.
She didn't say that. She said serve. Serve. Look up the definition of serve and look up the definition of slave. See me if they have any of the same meanings. Be honest.
Oh,
Let's go about definitions here now. You said serve, you said slave. No, I know definitions. I know what a dictionary is. So when you say words out of your mouth, I'm going to take you according to the words out of your mouth. She said, not here to serve. Women are made to serve men. Nobody says slave. Slave and serve are not the same definition. She's speaking English and we're speaking English. So we're going to go with the English definition of understanding. So yes, she's wrong.
Yes, in the Bible, that's how it's designed. That's how it should be. The men lead, but also too, you have to make it comfortable for women to follow you. That's a thought. And all
She
this
said you have to make it comfortable for women to follow you. First of all, the wife have the role of allowing the man to lead the home. Whether the man, because even in the Bible, it says that even if the man doesn't lead accordingly to the Lord, that the woman can win him over without saying a word. Remember that? And they said through that she will be blessed.
Mm-hmm.
See, she just went totally against all scripture. She said something about the Bible, but yet in 2 words after that, she just disregarded everything that that the Bible says to her so-called understanding or faith. Because in the Bible it says that even if a man is not leading in the way that the Lord has wanted him to, meaning unbelievers or whatever, he said that by 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 being submissive and being submissive to him and the Lord, you will win him over without a word. That means by a man seeing how dedicated to him that woman still is, regardless of what, and dedicated to the Lord, by her dedication to the Lord and that man, it's going to win up. The man going to be like, oh, wow, man, you know what? Even though I'm this and that or doing it wrong, blah, 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 not standing up to the man I want to be, she's so dedicated to her God. Who is this God that she serves? Because you got to understand, in the book of Corinthians, when this was written, the Corinthians were Gentiles who converted to Hebrew or Jews or whatever you want to call it. So a lot of the men or women weren't believers because they came as converts, as Gentiles. So a lot of times you will have women who will always be the first to believe, who would still be in marriages to men who didn't believe in that God.
Mm-hmm.
They had their own gods. But by the woman's dedication to her God and being under the authority of the man while being under the authority of the Lord, she would win that man over because he would get so, he would start to inquire about that God that she served because he'd never seen anything like this. Because when she was amongst the gods that he served, she's now totally different. So that's why I say all things, God knows all things. We don't. She's making her own way. She decided to make her own way versus what God has already said. So that's why I say, man, I hate when people always try to use the Bible to fix their own narrative and they be completely off the mark.
Is a conversation about where you guys stand. And I'm not in the business of trying to cancel anybody, but I just wish this dude would just shut up. If you can't sit here and produce these relationships that you talk about or you're coaching people through, shut up. Because that's what I want to see, the successful marriages he has brought together. I also would love to see these MIT men, I think men in training or whatever the case is. I want to see the success stories. I want to see whatever he discusses on his imaging consulting, phone calls. I want to know his method. Has it worked for you? What has it produced? I don't give a goddamn about no suit. I don't care about how much money you have in the bank, because he talks about what kind of women you're gonna get. Now, some dudes, you may have money, but women still have to look at you if we want to be superficial. So, what kind of women is it producing for you? Has anyone caught a review? Where are the success stories? Again, I agree. We should be healthier. Obesity can affect your body in a major way. Now, can you be happy in the skin that you're in? Absolutely. Will people love you despite of how much you weigh? Absolutely. Regardless of how much that high value man makes, there's a person for everyone. But I do agree. I feel like, obesity, I am obese, so I know how it affects the body with my blood pressure and stuff. No, I agree with that. Get healthy. Me, self-included. Gotta. He talks about what kind of women you're gonna get. Now, some dudes, you may have money, but women still have to look at you. Video stop. Want to be superficial.
Should I play?
What kind of women is it producing? Has anyone caught a review?
246.
Kevin Samuels.
Here it is. 42, 46. don't know why this keep cutting off. Hey, you should do that.
Your man is sometimes too strict with his words.
Man, you would take what's said or you don't. Like, truth is truth regardless of who it comes from.
Good time to be Mr. High Value Man.
I don't know why it cuts off. Because they never used to do that.
What's that?
Oh, 2 hours?
No, it's just one little clip.
Hold on, I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear anything.
He's in the dark.
Get to the chopper!
Can y'all hear that? Man, what is going on here? Get to the chopper! Hold on. No, I don't want to do it without it.
All right, let's see. She said 42:46. I started at 42 minutes. All right, come on now.
Well,
I don't know if she's talking about 42:46. This is the link that she had down there. Maybe it was talk.
and then the guys who were bus boys had better physiques than me. I was telling you about the lady that was on freaking macaroons the other day. Freaking macaroons. The macaroon girl was banging. The macaroon girl was banging. So why is that important? Because there's one thing that's not going to change. As we are in this, if you haven't noticed, we are check out what's going on on the health front with the variant, what's going on the inflation front. I took French because everyone was speaking Spanish. And then what's going on with the inflation front? What it basically means is, like it or not, ladies, winter is coming. Winter is coming, and it is a good time to be Mr. High Value Man.
Winter is coming.
All right, come on. What's she talking about now? I just want to hear the conversation.
Hold on, I didn't hear anything.
I like that microphone, though.
I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, because
Get to the chopper!
this is the link that she gave. Come on now. We can't be wasting all this time. She's going to have to do better than this.
Maybe you have to work on it and you bring it out later.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, because looks like he's also having a problem with this.
But she gave us the wrong timestamp then.
Yeah, so you have to listen to the whole thing. And
The smaller the more money the man, the smaller the woman. The smaller the man, the larger the woman.
I know what he's talking about though on that.
He's too harsh on black women.
He who has the gold rules. You want to see some of the most beautiful women with the most.
All right, we don't seem like we're going to get it. I think she gave us the wrong timestamp. She gave us 42:26, something like that, and we were supposed to hear this conversation that she was bitching and moaning about. But anyway, we're going to end it here. But the last part, I did catch that. He said the bigger the man, the smaller woman. All right, that's not even my discussion right now. All right, man. We got to get out of here, man. We gave y'all guys an hour.
Thank you so much for joining.
All right, so we see you guys tomorrow night. Same time, CPT time.
Where you get that from?
Means color people time. That's how they made it up. Negro time.
All right.
Black people.
When they say
Try to
8
say-
o'clock,
Yeah,
they'll
niggas be
there
showing
at
up 9 o'clock. Hey, Ghanaians even worse. So you say 8 o'clock, you ain't seen them till 3 o'clock. So anyway, man, we hope y'all enjoy. We're gonna see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna discuss this stuff that's going on with this guy's named Fresh and Fit. And they made a comment about dark girls and how they hate dark girls, basically. And come to find out, neither one of them are Black Americans. I thought they were. One is from Barbados, the other one is from some Arab country. But I thought they was both Black. But now they're getting trash. I showed you. We did a video where I showed you a clip because we did a video on something that they said, but the video wasn't on them. It was just adding to the video that we did when we first started off. And like I said, I don't like really talking about people because that's not my place. I haven't even gotten my YouTube wings. When you get monetized and you get your YouTube wings, and then you're able to go off and talk ish about whoever. So basically, I ain't big in the YouTube street, so I ain't got much to say, but we're just gonna do some commentary. And I want to get your thoughts on the comments they made tomorrow night. Okay. And we'll go over the video then. So until then, man, we out of here. This is Marion Ghana, Stephen D. Lyles, and Susie R. Rukai. What is it? Susie R. Lyles. Susie R. Lyles. And look, we hope you enjoyed it. We hope to have the show get better and better by the day. Like, subscribe, share, and tell a friend. Also. All right, we out of here, man. Peace. Shalom. Hey, shalom. I told you ain't Muslim no more. You ain't Christian either, so I put big.